Okay, welcome back. So yesterday we made a zoner. I can do a bunch of things. And today I'm gonna try to break this guy down into smaller enemies. Um, I do want to consult with chatbot about um, should I use this system or should I use the simple enemy system? Um, okay. I have two enemy systems right now. Loss, logic, and enemy, and wolf enemy. I believe. Should I use basic logic or simple enemies instead of the boss logic if they have one attack or so, or attack or combo? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I wanted to make a simple zoner or wizard char, you don't need to make any major changes to the whole CPU, or no. Enemy base doesn't have logic though. That E is not rendering properly. It is specific. What is this specific pixel? Okay, that's weird. Um, So enemy base has not much. Wolf CPU. Mhm. Um, if I use the raw CPU as is, it would close in a bit with large values, then start a combo. Mhm. Uh, Based on attack range, if we modify it to be an actual range and not a single distance value, then it may work for preferred spacing and such. Okay, small change. That's a little consulting. Makes sense. Um, is this enough though, or are there other points that may need to be changed? Are there other points that may need to be changed? case, I believe does flip. What else may need a change? Mm-hmm. So mostly just tuning things. Attack range, for example, needs to go be a min max. Since vectors exist, should I use them for min-max stuff ever, or is it bad because of dot x and dot y? It seems like a thing that could make it so that I have less variables, but mhm. For now I'll keep them separate. Okay, CPU. Sure, we instantiated it, but how do I make it local? Instantiate child scene spike. Did I use everything? Yeah, okay. Wait, okay. Okay. Right now I have the following attack. Uh, Similar to Street Fighter 6, a fireball, a laser, and a spike. These are like in grid. A spike like JP. But for the spike, I think it may need more logic since it doesn't attack fully in front of only, but at specific spacing only. So I'm not sure if I should use the boss logic for it, but otherwise the fireball and laser are fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I want to implement it in simple CPU, but in boss it may be easier to do. However, I have a no checks for all attacks for everything else. No checks for everything else, and no way to force a specific action other than by chances. There is 100% chance there's two I could use as well. Does that work? Also, can you take this code and add null check for all of the attacks currently in the code? I might use the boss stuff. Attack slash combos. Currently in the code. Okay. Manage state. Yeah, I expect that to run out of it. Low chance if this and the thing is not empty. It should work as normal. Oh, they did the indents part of it. Okay. Which is great. Delete. Okay. Let's instantiate zonner boss, I think. Make local basic zonner spike. So delete everything that doesn't say spike. Okay, and then I'm considering, I don't know if I want to keep normals. But like, yeah, no. Make scene root, delete this node. Redcast seems fine. Okay. This one is medium complexity, so for settings, in settings, I think that's fine. Most of this. Chance settings. Not too much of a worry. No blocking. Attack chance. Fairly high. Yeah, supposed to like 25. Anti-air 0, it doesn't have one. Poke, it doesn't. Or is that the same? I don't. Ignore tolerance chance. I'll just set a bunch of these to 1. Whiff chance, 0. Let's go to combos. Reset most of these. Close pokes, add close spike. Mid pokes, add mid spike. The far spike. Close BNB. Spike close. Spike far. Basic zonner spike. Let's put it in the testing scene and just see. Okay, we'll remove this boss. And so why is this laser invisible? Okay. Then instantiate child scene. Basic zoner spike. Let's see how this ends up working. I did not finish that implementation, so I don't know. Okay, so whatever it's doing is the wrong one. This one should be close, right? Or should be far spike. Which I will redo first. Wait, what? I can affect my stun dart direction? Wait, chances are way too high. 0.5. 0.5. Actually, it was 0.2. 0.02 for once a second. Let's do 3 times, or 5 times a second. So that would be 0.1. So that actually moves around. So let's see, first off, with the ruler tool, this is 80. So let's make sure that this is also like 80-ish. Yeah. This is 40. It prefers mid-range, right? It will space it so that I get hit by the second spike. If I'm closer, it will go with the first spike. Spike doesn't combo into itself, which is... Yeah, it's something. Let me take a look at spikes, actually, for the frame data. 53, and on hit, they're like tiny in lifespan, right? Is that 16? Yes, okay. Yeah, how many frames do I actually need for it to bounce? Because then you can get comboed by the spike a little bit. Okay. And then 1 frame before I touch the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 frames. Lockstone is 28 frames. 17 plus 28. Okay, let's say 18. That would be 6 add 1, 20, and 7. And so 1, that would be 46. Which means you're minus 2 on block. I'm just going to change the block value to be 24, I think. Same for this one. 24. Let's change the startup to be 13 then. Or is 13 too fast? Reaction of a human is 10 frames. Is a tenth of a second. A tenth of a second. 0.2, which is 5 frames? I don't know, 5 times per second. Or no, 20th. Alright. Let's reduce the active frames instead to 13. So, text names, 46. 51 is incorrect. 46 frames total. And JP is kind of safe. let's see if this combos now. Yes. And, like, substantially, actually. So, let's adjust that. We are at the top of the spike. We could go with 2 more frames. So I'll add those back to the active frames. So 15 here, and 15 here. Okay. That still hit? No, not me. Oh, wait, that hit me now. Okay. I basically landed. Yeah, I guess that was just so close that it perfectly worked out. Okay. Yeah, it was like reasonable. I'll give it a whiff chance of 10% for one. Oh wait, how do I? This is coded weirdly, and I don't like it. Now that I think about it. It's in the settings, isn't it? If hits are -1, okay. One over one to get 10%. If it's negative, what happens? Right. I get my calculator out. Okay. 1 minus 0.9 to the power of 1 over 2. Yeah. So that's 10% chance to drop. Okay. If it's 2, that's a 5-ish% chance to drop, but not really. If it's -1, it becomes a negative chance, but also around 10%. So no, that wouldn't work either. Um, if it was a decimal number, 0.5 is around 0.20. 20% chance. If I wanted it to be I need to recode the voice chance thing, man. Voice chance is weird. Voice chance is actually something else. No, I meant that. I just realized that this property breaks on multi-hit attacks, which currently don't exist, but is a thing that is a problem. refactor, allow compatibility with one type of multi-hit attack where it is a automatic follow-up via combo attack like system. I'm still not sure how I want to do the multi-hit attacks. Um, Okay, settings. Hits until 10% chance, which is... Eh. How do I get this to be 50% on the dot? What do I have to do? So first off, let's just figure out 50% this. This is about 34. If I add the 0, it becomes very small. So the smaller this number, the smaller the overall number. And the bigger the chance to drop is. So 0.5. Okay, so it's based on powers of 9. This is the square root, isn't it? Yeah, that's a square root. Okay. Wait, is that the square root? No, that's it squared. So 0.9 to the power of x equals 0.5. I have to rearrange this somehow. I can't be like equals 0.5. Okay, imagine there's just an equals 0.5 there. Actually, I can do this here in like comments or something. 0.9 equals 0.5 x to the power of x. Take a logarithm or something like that. X log 0.9 equals log 0.5. Hashtag x equals 0.5 minus 0.9 log? Wait, what? There. Okay. Alright, so x equals 6. Okay, and then the inverse of this is x equals 1 point something. Point 0.15, 2, which is about 50%, yeah. And that's basic, that's a, and that means that I'm using decimal numbers for this, which is just evil. Drop chance, combo drop chance. Hits until drop chance equals 10%. This feels weird. What's a good way to add, like, okay, the longer the combo goes on, the more the chance of it dropping generally drops? Or do I do it like percentage chance to drop a combo, and it's the full combo length, and then I recalculate to do it differently. So yeah, okay. Additional refactor. Make a version of drop chance to be based on total combo length and set percent chance to drop a combo instead. Yes, I think that's the right system for it. But anyways, basic zoner spike. Okay, attack chance drop, poke chance pretty high. 5 times a second, it will try to kill you. Hold up. I guess the tolerance. Ooh. It is specifically spaced like a little farther. Okay. Cool. Alright. That's a basic spike-based zoner, having a preferred range and whatnot. So that's neat. Now if I make a new scene, instantiate a new thing, I go, okay, basic spike zoner, cool. Why does it not allow me to do that, man? Node. Instantiate basic spike based zoner. Make local. Make scene root. Delete the extra node. And then delete the attack here. Add laser. Okay. Same thing, combos. Everything gets a laser. End state close. Attack trans. When anti-air. When poke. When poke. Okay. Right now, this is also not like exactly correct. Okay, it's something. Okay, cool. And this would be basic laser. Save. Okay. Then we create a new scene, node, instantiate either one of these, make local. No, not laser itself, I want delete, instantiate, make local, make scene root, delete the extra node, delete spikes, then attach firewall. Node, a scene, firewall. Then, once again, combos. Uh, Right now it's just a spike, and if you think you know when, you can probably not approach easily. Let me check if I could just have a property to just set my player to block. Because right now I don't. I don't even think I have in my inputs. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Um, Gonna rename this to slash block. Oh yeah. Like kick and jump. Okay. Did that break everything, or is the scripts really good at doing that fix? Input manager is not open. Scripts, check if input manager. Yeah, didn't think so. Yeah, they don't. They basically don't exist. All right, that's a problem. HK. Right. At least it tells me that they don't exist anywhere. Okay, they're set everywhere apparently. Naming schemes, man. Okay. Let me add just the basic of basics. If the thing is pressed, and I'm not doing anything else, lock. Jeez. Is blocking is a property. I just need to figure out how do I decide on blocking. How do I want to put block in here? Hmm. Do I make block have priority as well? Because that's an interesting thing. And if input dot is action pressed, quotation marks, heavy punch, heavy kick and block, colon is underscore. Is it this simple? It feels very simple. Um, do I have reference to player? Yeah. If player is crouching, player dot block type equals block. Let's see, does post actually have it? And copy the line when they're not crouching equals high overhead. Blocking, and player dot is on floor, right? I can walk and block, man. Interesting. I see. Uh, Oh, the thing doesn't have a thingamajig. So now I have blocking working. However, if I move too far forwards... Wait, what? Okay, no, it is blocking correctly. Because the projectile is centered on the player rather than the fireball style projectiles, which are way weirder. Um, Speaking of which, let's test that one. Instantiate fire. Ball zoner. Judy. Q. It's Q here? Okay. Yes. Their detection range quite a bit. Right. Okay, so I'm in detection range. Tries to kill me. I face away, I get hit regardless. Yeah, I face towards it. I think that just set the block value to be wrong. Because if I get hit, yeah. There's similar distances. Instantiate fireball scene. Projectile. Not the animation stuff. The distances. Oh boy, they're still pretty big. How do I make this consistent? Universally. Okay. How far do I actually want it to go? 8 doesn't seem bad. It seems fine. However, let's say it's a little bit more than just attacking with a punch. Because I think this is how far the punch reaches, maybe this far. So let me check on, like... No, not you. Base chars... Boss? Yeah, that's pretty good. Close normals? Yeah, that's in the 16 range. Okay, and then we want to do fireball stuff. Let's go with, instead of 20, either 16 or 8. I think 8, and then for this one, 16. And let's see what this looks like, or feels like. Decently spacing. If you're hit, I just get hit. Okay. He just throws fireballs at me. I can punch him. If it has a pause time... wait, I want to just test this. Spike close, basic zoner, fireball. If I change its boss settings, or chance settings, to 100% pause chance, does it just stay still? No, it approaches me still. It crouches. basically the entire time. Okay, so never mind that. Undo basically all of that. Yeah. Okay. So that's basic zoners, and they're based off of the boss logic, so I can adjust the difficulty of even these guys. I can give them stronger combos, which is nice. Okay. Most of this enemy base stuff I don't think is being used, right? Yeah, just raise. Minimum time before attacks isn't used. Combo attacks isn't used. Current attack index is the only thing that's being used properly. The only other thing is like manage state and some settings, maybe. Okay. What's good then? Is that basically what my to-do list for was? I also made a second vault of something else, so let me just go back to the main vault. To-do list stuff. Low small guys. Basic random enemy blocks and attacks. Small combo maybe too much. Reach. We have zoner, so I'll call that good. Please go to this. Ice spike, rock thing, whatever. Laser. Mm-hmm. I think that's fine. Okay. Cool. Must be comboed property for a boss. Now, how do I want to do the damage for this as well? Um, okay. In this damage decision, all damage, um, 3 sets of shield. Must be comboed property. How do I want to do it though? I could have the flexibility for all of this as well. So, damage decision. I think it's more like this for me. No, damage decision should be its own subpart. Damage decision. X sets of shields. Store damage. Then you apply it all. Store damage, then apply it all. I'd really be interested in seeing a special game mode where you have to deal damage with combos. And it's based on attacks rather than hits. X sets of shields. That number must be comboed based on attacks, not hits. Hits were based on hits, and it's a balance decision. Based on attacks or hits. And integration with multi-hit attack to be considered too. Or special property. I think this is a tomorrow thing. And with that, I think I'll also go and change the enemy base. That's the wolf CPU. You have a script that doesn't have a class name, and it's basically saved there. It's called IAI? Really? Still? Rename. It sorts by alphabetical order and default, but okay. So in this, we made the property change to have two of these, So let's actually use them. And let me see how the CPU on the left reacts to this stuff. Huh? Wait, why did that break? Dissection. Do you check that one? Also no. How the hell did I break detection? I didn't even do anything significant. If attack range min is greater than or equal to the delta, then it should attack. It's just ignoring. What the heck? Hmm. What went wrong with detection? That doesn't make any sense. We run chase state. Um, if attack range dot min, okay, start. If the delta is greater than or equal to, no. Wait, where's the call for check? Check chase state, where is this? Okay, we check chase state, and in behavior we, I, for a and raise if it's is okay. Okay. Print radar get collider. It's colliding, but it's not printing anything. Why? Okay. What about in the ready function? Should supposedly hit. What? Mhm. I am annoyed. The obstacle, delta x. Maybe this will help. Tell me what's happening. It's not printing. Did I accidentally disable its thing? Alright, let's go to CPU 1, script, basic II. Okay. Settings, timer. We have any of those components array. I don't get it. Okay. Let's restart and see if that just fixes it. Because it was working a moment ago, I feel. That is so weird. Nothing. Nothing. It's not even printing array. It's like the script isn't even running. What? Test is working, but not the for loop checking the arrays. So weird. That makes so little sense to me. What the heck? Oh, that's why. Yeah, there we go. It wasn't even connected properly. So I accidentally disabled the array. What? Wait, was it attacking me? When does it happen? Right, when it tries to attack, it seems. Meaning it somehow doesn't have an attack. So either Slash has a problem, or something else. Yeah. What? I use combo attacks. Wait, what? in CPU, which is combo underscore. Okay, this property seems to be fine, I think. Unless it isn't on CPU1 over here. Which, why? Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's bug fixes. The range to be 2 parts now. Also want to double check. This is 32, so 30 is good. And then 50. Just want to make sure it actually. That would mean I have from here, like the very edge of the attack, to about there. That's from here to 48. Right, 40. Okay. Meaning my logic is wrong. What's your logic usage? Tracy, preferred spacing. If less than preferred spacing. If more than preferred spacing. I will use an ELIF. That's too far. Wait, what the hell? Let's see how this ends up, because I don't think this is good. And the current state. Too far. Oh. Because attacking even at the edge of the range, it only moves when it's basically on top of it. Okay, so most of this logic is just trash. Let's see just this one. Let me add more to this, because I want to see some spacing rather than just like, okay, it walks straight up and is basically checking to the lights. Okay, 30, there we go. This second check. If the minimum range is greater than the absolute value, if the minimum range is less than the distance, and the maximum range is greater than the distance, then it's in the attack range. I should really have read the sentence. Okay, so if I move forward, it doesn't care as much. Until I move too far forward. So add logic if... So it has to be both. Can't be one only. Okay, and then if this if the sign changed equals chase velocity times regular sign to be the opposite of that. So it spaces itself a little distance. So if it was or had a hitbox, but like if it's attacking, is it still doing it? Well, I stop moving. Interesting. If I get too close, it stops attacking, which is bad. It's moving constantly during the entire thing. It does now attack me when I get too close, but its moving thing is a little annoying. I think it's basically just this check, really. So do I really need this? Otherwise it tries to move at you, but only... Okay. Shift state. The turn? No. I don't get it, man. Moves when attacking. Okay. It's about 5 o'clock, so I'll end it here. Bye bye. I hope some of this was of benefit to you.